It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. That's what it is, a disgrace.
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you'll be in danger.
Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
Are you not ashamed of yourself?
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
Hello, everybody. Big up to each and every one of you. It's your girl, Sophie, back here on Sofia's Football Talk to, of course, discuss the Manchester Derby, Midchester Derby, Mid-Derby, the Derby of the Mid-Match. I don't know. It was, it was 90 plus minutes and we'll never get back. And the annoying part is I truly believe we should have won that game. Not with 1, not with 2, but at least 3-0. Maybe 3-1, potentially 3-1. If Man City would have scored as well. 3-1. We should have won the game. That's annoying. I thought we were the better team. We were just hella wasteful, which we have been. Nothing new, nothing less. But it's annoying. It's just very annoying. And we have to, I repeat, we have to get, proper clear out this summer window and some proper reinforcements as well, because this is not cute. This ain't funny. There's multiple points that we've lost this season. If only we could score goals. If only we could score goals. Still yet to go to 40 points. We're 2 points off 40. We'll get there. One of the teams, the relegation battle is now fully confirmed relegated, which is Southampton. Obviously, we're lucky that there's 3 teams that are just so bad that there's not even a chance of us getting relegated. But to be fair, I'm not angry with the performance. I'm annoyed, maybe. Just the result was disappointing because I think we should have gotten so much more out of that game. And we'll talk about it. First and foremost, sorry for postponing the stream to very late. I was obviously supposed to have this stream right after the game, but I was helping my brother fix a drawer for our mom, and it took a long time. So I had to make sure that was set up, but still not even remotely close to being done. But gotta postpone that for another day. But either way, we're here now. Big up to my friend, Chelsea's Perspective. When I went back to doing YouTube again a few years back, this was the first channel. I think it might actually potentially be the first channel that I actually collabed with, that I went on their channel. Potentially. I think it might be. That was several years back, like in 2022, I think. So big up. They're doing very well for themselves. So big up. I hope that you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for your kind donation. That goes a long way. Thank you very much. Make sure you do subscribe to Chelsea Perspective. I know y'all dropped points today as well. 0-0 against Brentford. So welcome to the side of, not being happy with the results and yada, yada, yada. But I hope you're doing well. Big up to Llewellyn. Yes. Big up Sofia and everyone in the free seats. That was a painful watch. I agree. Upman says, when are we going to be objective about this manager, our ownership, and the quality of this team? I see no hope at all, and I'm not even being dramatic. I disagree with saying, and this is your opinion. That is your opinion. If you feel like you don't see any hope, that's on you. And I am always trying to speak objective about, or not trying to, I do speak objective about the manager. I'll be honest when he's gotten stuff wrong, and I've been very honest when he's got things right. Today, I can't really sit there and say that that's like on the manager. Like, this team should have been gotten that. Maybe some people might be annoyed that we were sitting back and kind of hitting them on the brakes. I wasn't necessarily annoyed with that. I feel like we probably could have gotten a lot more from the game if we just had proper technical players, at least players like in that midfield that could be a bit more technical in the attack, like the attacking options. Because to be fair, Bruno had a good game. I can't sit there and fault Bruno for today. He did what he needed to do, you know. Garnacho, I felt like he's still so frustrating. Let's talk about it. So Onana was in goal. I think Onana, when called upon, he did his thing. He, at the latter stage of the second half, like the sun was blinding him, but he still put up some good saves. So I'll big him up. But were we fully tested like that? Most likely not. Euro, Maguire, Mazraoui. Maguire had to be stopped off in around the 56th minute for a Victor Lindelöf. I think Euro was pretty good. Mazraoui is Mazraoui. You know, there was maybe moments where Doku, when he came in at the around the second half, that he was kind of trying to cause some trouble, but I still felt like Mazraoui dealt with it. Patrick Dorgu, he has to work on them crosses. And when he get into like proper chances, like when he just kind of shoots, he ain't the best shooter. And he's aware of that himself. Like he knows. But I'm not gonna sit there and say like with Patrick Dorgu, I think he can get better. He's only 20 years old. And I feel like I can't just completely judge him off of just a few months. Like he only came here in January. 3 of the games in the Premier League he was out due to, of course, or technically 4 of them if we count the one that he also did miss, Ipswich. You know, some of the games been missing in the Prem because of suspension. I'm not going to sit here and fault him for everything. So I'm willing to give Patrick Dorgu some time. But we do need proper wingbacks for sure, 100%. I'm not going to sit there and say that, oh my God, I wanted the Patrick Dorgu. No. I do think we maybe could have probably gotten something better, like in the actual, what should I say, from the league. But we move. Casemiro, Ugarte. You know what? I thought Casemiro was all right to me. There was maybe at the beginning where they weren't fully connecting him and Bruno at the beginning, but I felt like, especially in the second half, I felt like he was doing a lot of good stuff. In my humble opinion, I think Casemiro has been better and better for most parts. Last weeks, up to a month, maybe. I think he's been solid. Ugarte, breaking up play, I think he did just that. There was a chance that he had where maybe could have scored, but And Garnacho, he definitely had one like really big chance, and I'm like, why did he not score? He had a couple of like some half-ass chances, and it's like, Broski, please, give me something. I was cussing him out. The language that I was using, let's just say it wouldn't be PG friendly for the stream whatsoever. Like I could not talk like that. Because my stream would be, I wouldn't make some dinero. Not that I'm making much, but I would make much. So, So yeah, Garnacho was just a Hojlund. Felt like when Zirkzee came on alongside Mason Mount, especially when Zirkzee came on, he offered more than what Hojlund offered in the entire game. Yeah. But first half, I thought we were the better team, 100%. I was actually very content with first half. We were just very, very wasteful with the first half. Big up Paul, hope you're doing well. 5 things deep, number 2 player and coach ratings, and 3 man of the match. Okay. Let me save that. Love that, Llewellyn. I love that. We're just going to structurize that properly. Yes. The fact that I began to lose excitement for big games and dread watching games against regular teams just goes to show what our ownership has done. Ten Hag shooters let him build his team, and look now. Is this Amorim's team? No. He has 1 player, Patrick Dorgu. Other than that, none of them really is his. So guys, I'm willing to ride a storm. Buckle up. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. It's already been a bumpy ride. Are y'all willing to ride the storm? Are y'all willing to keep being in this bumpy journey? Because I am. I'm willing. I still am. I'm not giving up on Amorim just yet. I'm not. I'm nowhere near that. I want him to get a proper opportunity. Hopefully, we can go all the way and win the Europa League. I really hope we can. We have a chance to do so. Lyon won't be easy by any means at all. We know we were going to meet some Batman on Thursday, right? Away from home. They're going to make it difficult. Turkey, Lacazette, Matic, they will make it. They will not make it roses and peaches whatsoever. But I'm willing to hope. And I'm willing to believe. Because that's the only thing we have left of the season. We know we're not getting relegated. Top 10 and all that looks very unlikely. We have what? 7? Is it 7 games left or is it 6 games left? This was game week 31. It's about 7 games left of the Prem season. So I'm just saying, this ain't gonna be all cute, but I'm willing to ride the storm. That's all. I'm willing to ride the storm. And there you have it. That's it. This is not a good game to call performances so because City were absolutely terrible. I can't take a good performance from a game our opposition didn't intend to win. Doesn't matter though. You can only face the ones ahead of you. I hear it, but I'm not going to sit there and just because City was horrible, we can kind of big up what we were doing, which was some positive things. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my God, we were horrible. Get this manager out. He set up the team. I thought he set up the team the best way he could. With the amount of quality we have, I'm sorry. He's able to set these guys up for these games because we weren't able to do that, that many times under Ten Hag. I think sometimes people be forgetting that under Ten Hag, we were struggling against the big 6 teams, especially away from home. Yes, we're at home, but we won against City at their ground. We drew now, but we should have won. Other teams as well, we kind of, it is what it is, guys. I'm not going to sit there and cry. I'm seeing some positives, and I'm banking on that because I'm sure we're doing well. To be fair, Sofia, I've given up on this institution. It's like sleeping 3 hours a night and working 8-hour shifts. I hear it. I hear it with you. Ineos out for me. I have given up on Ineos. They could turn around. Do you try to reel me in? But I am not really buying what they are cooking. I'm not whatsoever. But I'm willing to give Amorim a chance. Because I did the same thing with Ten Hag. I did the same thing with Mourinho, Van Gaal. Obviously Ole, Mourinho, Van Gaal, Moyes. Even though Moyes, to be fair, I really didn't want him. But still. So, yeah. I'm riding the storm. And just because other people might be Amorim out doesn't mean I have to be. I follow my own drum. That's even the same. But yeah. Mount came in, like I said, alongside Zirkzee around 70th minute. In fact, maybe we see more of Mount against Lyon potentially, but I don't know. I still do want Mount to go. Luke Shaw was on the bench. He did not come on. Maybe we see him against Lyon. I don't know. Sorry. So we have to wait and see. Yeah. Noticeable players. Let's do this one because this is not going to be the longest stream because I'm quite tired today. And the game didn't make it any better, obviously, because it was a Snoozefest, as the title states. 5 things deep. Wasteful yet again. Hella wasteful. But we were the better team. Number 2, second things deep. Actually think Bruno had a good game. Yeah, the first game wasn't good, but today I think he was pretty solid. Dictating play. He was the better player amongst both of the teams. Man City was toothless. I think Pep got it wrong with having both Doku and Savio on the bench. Yes, okay, maybe the decision making might not be the best, but it's like there's something with like wingers that can kind of get at you. And I think they would have benefited a lot more with having that if only they would have started, in my opinion. Third things deep. I felt like backline was all right. Dallo, I think, was kind of crossing it here and there, getting a little bit better. There was some like, it's like people, you guys aren't anticipating the crosses. That's what's annoying me, because we putting up the crosses, but often a lot of the people don't really be anticipating it, so it's not really that many, if any, in the box. We had a lot of chances. Some, maybe not that many like attempts, like proper shots on target. That's something that we have to work on. We need the crosses to be a lot better. If that's supposed to be a something that we want to have as a part of our play, then we need to fine-tune that and make that a lot better. So a Dorko has to work on his crosses. A Dallo has to work on his crosses as well, for sure. 14 steeped for me will be, did I say we need a striker? I probably did, and I will say it again. We need a striker. Bring me, because most likely, I almost feel like what the reports are saying from what I've read, it looks to be that Victor Osimhen will be our number 1 pick on our list. And we have a couple of players. We've linked with Tichy from Frankfurt. We've been linked with Liam Delap from Ipswich. Most likely Ipswich will be relegated. So I definitely think that we can see a Liam Delap leaving by the end of the season for sure, in the summer. So I do think he's good, but not. I need somebody that's a bit more older and kind of, been there, done that type of thing. Maybe, okay, obviously Victor Osimhen hasn't been in the league, but you've seen in the different leagues that he's been at, the guy is cooking. The guy is good. I think it's really good. And I feel like, I just think Victor Osimhen, like Man United, I can see it. I was super big fan of him like about 2 years ago, and then I was like, I don't know, I'm not sure. But then like I'm kind of back on that train again. If it's not a Victor Gyökeres, then I want it to be a Victor Osimhen. Both of them, same age, will be 28 this year. I know Champions League is a big part, but if we do get Champions League, then we have obviously a lot of players to pick and choose from. If we don't get Champions League, some of them have to obviously be like, you know what, I might need to give up Champions League for a season or two. Hopefully we can compete. I need to get top 4 next season. We need to try. Just because we finished 8th last season, and at this point we're potentially finishing up, below 10th, doesn't mean that we need to do that a 3rd season in a row. I don't want to do that. I want us to progress. And also the manager is even thinking like, yo, we want to win the title at some point. Yeah. And I hear it. I 100% hear it. 5th things deep. Garnacho gotta go. Garnacho gotta go. He is such a selfish, arrogant player, and my eyes bleed. Because he keeps doing the same ish, and it's like, At this point, I'd rather have Mount playing and just keep Garnacho on the bench. It's like, and we know if Emma was playing, Garnacho would be on the bench. Garnacho wouldn't be playing. I think sometimes people will be like, yeah, but why are we playing Garnacho? Garnacho. It's probably because we don't have that many, very, very little to pick from, unfortunately. I hope we can see Cheeto again. It's been a while, so I hope we can see him. Most likely we won't be seeing him against Lyon, but you never know. You never know, but I don't know. Yeah. Player and coach ratings. Onana, I think, deserves, to be fair, I think he was all right today. I've been on his case when he hasn't been good. And today, I think when called upon, he did his thing. So I'll say for me, Onana will probably get, and let me know your player rankings as well, ratings in the chat. But I'll give Onana like a strong 7. I think a strong 7. Euro, I feel like keeps getting better and better. He looks actually very good in that left center back role. He looks very comfortable, driving up the pitch like he's like a proper ball carrier. Good passer as well. I think that's kind of underrated. I want to give him a strong 7 as well. Maguire, didn't see him that much, but like a 5, like a 6, maybe a 5. Mazraoui, I wouldn't maybe necessarily. Would Mazraoui be like a 6 maybe? A strong 6. Maybe like a 7, -7 potentially. Just because I've seen better games of Mazraoui before. Thought it was like, okay, all right. Patrick Dorgo. Boy, he was frustrating me today. Dallo, most likely probably a 4 as well. Maybe even maybe I might say Dallo was a little bit better than Dorgo, so maybe a 5. Just like average mid. Casemiro, I'll give him a strong 6. Maybe even a 7 at some point, but I'll give him a 6. Ugarte, I think a 5. Bruno, he was the better player. If he scored today, I would have given him like a 10. I'm going to give him like a strong 8 is what Bruno gets. Garnacho will get a 2. A 2. Hojlund, we didn't see much from him. A 3. A 3. And then the rest didn't play that much for me to kind of give. Maybe like you could, Lindelöf was like a 5. Yeah. The coach, game plan worked. We should have just won the game. I'm going to give him like a 7. A 7. But what we had, a 7. I still would have wished that we would have taken Garnacho off, though. So I would have given him a lot more if we would have taken Garnacho out. But, we moved. So that's that. Man of the match, it was Bruno. I can even admit that. I might not be Bruno's biggest fan, but I can admit that it was a 5 for me to Bruno. No, not a 5. I can admit that Bruno was man of the match for both teams. And he probably got the award as well. Let me look at some quotes before we slowly wrap up. And get the likes up, by the way, people. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get some quotes up. I really need us to win against Lyon. We'll talk about that game more so on Wednesday's preview. I'm already planning the content for this upcoming week. Casemiro made 11 tackles versus Manchester City, the joint most by any Man United player on record in a Premier League game. I felt like, hey, I think he did his thing. Yeah, Bruno was named the player of the match. Not surprised by that. Bruno, by the way, quote here says, I think we created more opportunities, but we need the killer instinct. I agree. He also says, I need to be at the level of this club every time I lead the dressing room to the pitch. Good point. Ruben says, we have so many aspects to improve. Everywhere we need to improve in every aspect. Build up, transition, decisions in the final third. We're still a team that plays on transition. We need to spend more time in final third to have more opportunities. Agreed. And he also says every player can improve. They are here because they show something at other clubs. They have the quality. Not all of them, but I hear what you're saying. And then, I don't know, what the hell? Pep says they should be ashamed. Pep Guardiola slams Manchester United fans after 0-0 draw. What? This guy, I don't like this guy. This is a reason why I'm calling him a lunatic, because he is a lunatic. He is a lunatic. There were supposedly chants towards Phil Foden, who was replaced midway. Lack of class, but it's not United, it's the people, the city boss stated in his press conference. People involving. Oh, people were talking about his. Then I hear people were talking about like his mom and stuff. Okay. Yeah. I always think families should be off the limit. In my humble opinion, I think so. They should. Off limits. Yeah. Hello, Ashaba says, leave Garnacho alone. I will never. Until he leaves my club, I will never leave him alone. Ruben also says, when asked about Gary Neville criticizing the match derby, I understand that Gary Neville is critical about everything. Woo! Okay. Hello, Matt Shan. Hope you're doing well, broski. Hope you're doing well, bro. Bruno on Kevin De Bruyne. He made the Premier League better. He deserves all the credit. He's done fantastic. 10 years in the Premier League is a lot. It was a pleasure to play against him, and he's going to stay in the history of the Premier League. I agree with that. And then Yoro says, I'm ready to do it. Yoro reveals one thing Amorim is asking him to bring to Manchester United style. And what is that? Comfortability in possession was clear to see. A Frenchman often galloped forward with the ball past City players before popping it off to his teammates. Yoro has revealed that Amorim is asking him to bring that quality to the team as the wide center back, and that he's ready to offer it to the team. I agree. This is what exactly I was saying a few minutes ago. He is adding that a lot more, and it's nice to see. I think it's just developing. And the people that are hating on him, all I'm going to say. Ruben asked how tough it will be for Man United to move away from being a transitional team. Yeah, we have been kind of looking like that. We want to be competitive in a short space of time, but to be really dominant against any opponent is going to take a lot of time, that I can say. So we have to use different weapons of playing a different style when we face different opponents. To be fair, I don't have an issue with that, as long as it works. Sometimes I'd be like, when people be like, oh, you sit back, transitional teams. Can, but if we then be like, okay, we want to play transitional football here and there, I don't have an issue with that. As long as it works, we see something good, we're playing well, because I don't think we were just sitting back and doing nothing. We were doing a lot. Yes, we were sitting back today, but it wasn't like, okay, we weren't doing anything. We were trying to do stuff. We just weren't able to finish our dinner. That's it. And that's the frustrating part, because this was a mid-game. It's very clear both of our teams are crap this season. It shows. The 0-0 definitely reflects the overall season that both of the teams have had, that we're just mid. We're mid. Eddie says, but big up sis and all in chat. Draws 0-0. I hope Ruben Mourinho has extra gears with the taxi for next season. I think you're exaggerating. I'm not going to lie. But that's your prerogative. Says, but it's defensive at home, Sofia. For me, that's not acceptable. It's one we just... Okay. I hear what you're saying. Are we sitting... Respectfully, we can sit there and say we can play toe-to-toe with the Man City. I hear it. But we don't have the quality, respectfully, with the players, especially up top, to do that. So I'm not going to sit there and cry about it. If we continue to see it and we're not getting anything from it, especially next season, then we can have conversations. Right now, it's not what I'm going to be mad at. I'm not going to be mad at that. You know? I'm not going to. Like, legit. I'm not. That's kind of where I feel. I just noticed my name has been there all the time. We want to be competitive in short space of time, but I did read that. No, I did read that. Is there more quotes? No, I think that's about it. I think he said a lot of good stuff. That was a bit funny when he said, I understand Gary Neville is critical about everything. Thing is, though, when Gary Neville speaks about Man United, I choose not to really listen that much, because this is the same guy that refused to criticize his great friend Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when he was in charge, because he said, that's my friend, I'm not going to speak about my friend. I'm like, you can be critical and objective and still speak about your friend. You don't speak about it, you're just talking about his tactics. You don't like it, that's it. When he started to not do that, I said, no, okay, I listened to him. He can't keep doing this quality thing. Bournemouth clapped City's team with their mid-table team, but they had Areola dynamics tactics. And Areola, where has that gotten him? Since then, there's several games where he's been struggling himself. I'm sorry, Bournemouth has fallen off, and I think Areola wouldn't do that much better for Man United. I think this would be too big for him. So I'm just letting you know, I'm riding the storm, people. It's this season. He got this team. Amorim just got this team in November. It's been about what? Close to, not even 6 months just yet. Close to it, but not yet. Next month, it'll be 6 months where he's been here in charge. Of course, would have been great to see a manager bounce and all that, but let's say we would have seen a manager bounce and then we would have just seen us just pew. Let's see the facts. Some of these players, a lot of them are not good enough. And Amorim is learning in this job. Not everything has been rosy. We know that 100%. But I'm not going to sit here and not back the guy, because I'm going to back him. I'm going to back him. I'm going to be critical 100%, but I'm going to back him. I'm going to back him. Yes, 10 likes. Keep getting the likes up, people. Actually agree with Neville this time around. Bittier should have called out Ole. Yep. I just am saying, I can't sit there and completely just take in all of what he's saying when he refused to speak up about Ole. That's where I'm at, literally. You know, if he would have spoken about Ole, I would have taken a lot of the stuff that and some of the stuff that he's saying could be right. I just am not gonna sit here and take it for face value. I can't respectfully do it. I can't. You know, I can't do it. But yeah, either way, the game is what it is. You know, imagine a job where a team has not been relevant in the title race for a decade is too big. I'm running out of patience. Says, sorry, United kills too much talent. And some talents just aren't good enough either. But I hear what you're saying, 100%. We have been a graveyard for talents, 100%. I'm not discrediting you on that, Eddie, 100%. Also, some are just not good enough. And it's okay to be honest about that, you know. So I'm saying, let's wait till next season, wait till the summer, get some new reinforcements in, see how we do. If we continue, if we take multiple steps back, multiple bad results, not good performances next season, we start off like that, 100% there will be conversations, because then you won't make it till October, November. You won't make it then. Then we have to start all over again. So I need this to work. I need this 100%. I need this to work. And I'm willing to see this work. You know? We got to end this stream, people. Yes, I gotta be calm. I can't stress. I'm so tired of the season. I'm literally counting the weeks till this season is done. Okay? So I got nothing left other than the Europa League. That's it. If we get knocked out by Lyon in the Europa League, then the games are the games. It will hurt me. And, you know, we need to win that one. By any means necessary, we have to win the Europa League. I want to be in the Champions League. I want to hear the champions. The champions. Champions League. The champions. I want to hear that. Obviously not with the how I sang it. Like, oh, sorry to those of you who heard that. Respectfully, sorry, but I need to hear the Champions League anthem. But guys, we're gonna end it here. I do have a couple of streams this upcoming week. I already will be back on Monday. Usually Mondays are my days where I take a break, but I decided I wanted to do a Inter Bayern preview, and I might potentially have a Bayern fan to join me for the Champions League preview for that game. And then we will be having a couple of videos dropping here and there, some Champions League reactions videos, because the games are quite late, so just have the videos dropped. Preview for the Lyon United game on Wednesday, reaction video there because we won't be able to do live, and then a live preview for the Newcastle, as well as reaction for the Newcastle United game. There will also be a Women's FA Cup semi-final for the Manchester Derby. So not the Manchester Derby, but this time for the women's. I am considering maybe doing a watch-along for that game. I'm considering. So I might do that. It's been a while, so maybe we'll do it. Or just a reaction. Either way, make sure you are subscribed. You have on the notification bell button so you don't miss out on any upcoming content that I will be dropping with the live or just pre-recorded videos. Like this video on your way out. The what should I say? Schedule for this week will probably be out sometime tomorrow on the earlier stages of the day. But either way, thank you all for watching. Once again, thank you for the kind donation from Chelsea Perspective. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Show him some love. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Love you out. Bye-bye.